Oh hey guys, let's make some pumpkin soup. Oh right, check me out. By popular demand, Ro now cooks with an apron. If nothing else, at least it gives me some points for credibility, I guess? If you guys have any other suggestions, just drop a comment. Let's have some fun. Right, soup. For that we'll need one Hokkaido pumpkin, a lot of hardy herbs like thyme, sage, and rosemary. Which ones exactly is up to you, but the keyword here is hardy, so none of that basil and parsley stuff. We'll also need 250 milliliters of cream, some olive oil, pepper, and salt. Alright, let's make this. First we'll take care of the pumpkin. Take the stem off and use a sharp knife to cut it in half. It's important that it's sharp, otherwise you can cut yourself. Now take the bling bling off and scoop out all the seeds from the inside. Yeah, you can roast these in the oven and then use them as garnish, but I just can't be asked. I'm just not hipster enough. Line a roasting tray with some parchment paper, and here's a tip. If you crumple it, it holds its shape easier. Put the pumpkin halves skin side up on the roasting tray and put them in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes. In the meantime, we can heat up the olive oil so we can infuse it with all those herbs. Brr, he's infusing again! This is not gonna become the channel's theme, I promise. Optionally, add some garlic as well, and by that I mean it's mandatory. I just forgot to add it to the board in the beginning. Fish out all the herbs and the garlic, and reserve any of the herbs that you might want to save for a garnish later. I personally like the sage leaves, they get nice and crispy. The rosemary is also nice. Strain out all of that herbal goodness and reserve it for later. We're gonna blend it into the soup. Trust me, this is the step that you don't want to skip. Right about this time, our pumpkin should be ready to come out of the oven. To make sure that it's cooked through, insert a paring knife, and if... Wait, something's happening here. The cup shape of the pumpkin halves had created vacuum and started pulling the paper in. I'm trying to film here, pumpkin. Eventually I gave up and I had to leave it to do its thing. Once the pumpkin has calmed down, give it a poke with the knife. If it goes in without any resistance, then we're good. Scoop it out into a bowl and it's time to add the oil and the cream. If you'd like to keep the soup vegan, just swap out the cream for a plant-based substitute. I only add half of it in the beginning. Use a blender or a food processor to incorporate everything. Once it starts coming together, I add the second half of the cream. Now blend everything together until nice and smooth. Just look at that color. To finish the soup, we bring it back to the stove for any final adjustments. You can keep it as is and just season it, or add a splash of water or any type of stock if you want to thin it down a little bit. Here I added some homemade chicken stock. Season with salt and pepper to taste, and give it a good old stir while it comes up to temperature. Taste it to make sure that it's well seasoned, and we're ready to eat. Ladle it in a warm bowl and garnish it with whatever your heart desires. I went for those crispy sage leaves and some flaky sea salt. So good! Alright guys, thanks for watching and for being so supportive and involved. Actually, let me tell you exactly how amazing you are. The other day I was talking to my friend Martin and I was telling him about this audio setup that I'm building, and he straight up ordered the mic for me as a gift. Love you, bro. Thank you so much. This one's for you. I know how much you like this soup, and yeah, hopefully next time you guys hear me I'm gonna be sounding buttery smooth. Alright, love you.